Imagine a scorching Egyptian afternoon in 1346 BC. Pharaoh Akhenaten, the most enigmatic ruler in Egypt's history, steps off his royal chariot onto a barren stretch of land along the Nile. His queen, the stunning Nefertiti, stands by his side as he lifts his arms to the blazing sun and proclaims to his court, "Here, in this very place, I shall build Akhenaten, the city of the Aten." But Akhenaten's announcement wasn't just a declaration, it was a warning. Egypt was about to change. Centuries of tradition gone overnight. Amun, Ra, Horus, all abandoned for one single deity, the Aten, the solar disk. Was Akhenaten the world's first monotheist, or simply a ruler hungry for control? This is the story of the most radical religious experiment in ancient history. Akhenaten wasn't supposed to be pharaoh. He was the second son of Amenhotep III, and his elder brother was the chosen one. But when his brother died young, Akhenaten ascended the throne in 1350 BC, and soon after began a transformation that would shake Egypt to its core. From an early age, he was entranced by the blazing orb of the sun, the Aten. But for most Egyptians, Aten was a minor god, overshadowed by the powerful Amun. The priests of Amun held immense power. Their temples dominated Thebes, and the Grand Karnak complex flaunted their authority. Akhenaten's father tolerated this. But Akhenaten? He had a different vision. To break free from the past, Akhenaten didn't just change gods. He abandoned Thebes and Memphis and built a brand new capital, Akhenaten, now known as El Amarna. He even changed his name from Amenhotep IV to Akhenaten, effective for Aten. Egypt would no longer worship a pantheon of gods, but a single divine sun, with Akhenaten as Aten's chosen prophet. Imagine the shock. Generations had worshipped Egypt's pantheon, Amun, Ra, Ta, Osiris. Akhenaten's decree shattered their world. The once bustling temples of Amun went silent, leaving only the sound of wind sweeping through empty colonnades. The court whispered about assassination plots, rebellion, a possible coup. Was Akhenaten a religious visionary or a political radical stripping power from Amun's priests to strengthen his rule? Either way, he left no room for dissent. Aten, and Aten alone, was to be worshipped. For 11 years, Akhenaten ruled from Akhenaten, a kingdom of sun-drenched temples and loyal followers. But not everyone was convinced. In secret, many Egyptians continued their worship of the old gods. In private homes, hidden away, statues of traditional deities still held their places. Even Akhenaten's close advisors might have feigned loyalty just to survive. Fast forward over 3,000 years to a discovery in 1887, the Amarna Tablets, a collection of over 300 diplomatic letters, written in Akkadian. They reveal Akhenaten's political world, a volatile landscape of alliances and rivalries. These weren't notes about Aten or religion, though. These were realpolitik, demands for grain, pleas for military support, and reports on the looming threat of the Hittites. Akhenaten may have transformed Egypt's spirituality, but Egypt's political machine churned on. When Akhenaten's son Tutankhaten took the throne, the tides turned. The powerful figures of Ai and General Horemheb, champions of Amun, seized the moment. Under their guidance, the young pharaoh restored the old gods and temples. Tutankhaten became Tutankhamun, and the temples of Amun rang once more with songs and offerings. Akhenaten's monotheism had lasted just over a decade, vanishing as if it had never existed. Akhenaten's vision of a single god may have been short-lived, but it sparked a lasting mystery. Sigmund Freud even argued that Moses was a follower of Aten, expelled from Egypt after Akhenaten's fall. A theory without evidence, yet one that captures our imaginations. Did Akhenaten's experiment somehow echo into Israelite monotheism? No archaeological find supports it, but the question lingers. Akhenaten was a pharaoh, a visionary, and maybe even a fanatic. He was the unique one of Re, the androgynous god on earth. But in the end, he couldn't break centuries of tradition. The Aten experiment faded into history, a brief blip in Egypt's story. But it reminds us of a pharaoh who dared to rewrite his world. And for that, we remember Akhenaten.